Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is second driving a Huracan. Best lap is a 4:10.715. Martijn Mol from Netherlands in San Donato is P3 with 80 kilos driving a BMW Z4. Eric B in Arrabbiata 2 is first. Rene Robertson in Correntallo is second. Eric B in Rettilineo is P1 driving a Huracan GT3. 60 minutes remaining in the session. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is P2 with 40 kilos. Dominic Bobart from United Kingdom in Rettilineo is fourth driving a BMW Z4. Eric B is first. Rene Robertson in Pelagio is P3 driving a Huracan GT3. Dominic Bobart in Pelagio is second. Best lap is a 2:46.191. Eric B in Borgo San Lorenzo is first driving a Huracan GT3. Dominic Bobart in Rettilineo is third. Simon Champ from Italy is second driving a Porsche 911 GT3. Our best lap is a 2:28.272. Rene in Corintaio is fifth. Simon Champ from Italy in Corintaio is second. Brian Patterson from Scotland in Corintaio is P6 with 60 kilos driving a McLaren 650. Dominic Bobarg in Lecco is P4. 55 minutes remaining in the session. Martijn Mol in Scarperia is 6th driving a Z4. Dominic Bobarg in Pelagio is P5. Simon Champ is third. Best lap is a 1:54.529. Eric B in San Donato is P4. Simon Champ in Pelagio is P5. Dominic Bobarg from United Kingdom in Arrabbiata 2 is second. Best lap is a 1:49.838. Simon Champ in Rettilineo is P5. Rene Robertson from England is first. Best lap is a 1:49.756. Simon Champ in Rettilineo is 5th. Eric B in Savelli is P4 driving a Huracan. Brian Patterson in Poggio Seco is P6. Best lap is a 2:42.514. Martijn Mol in Arrabbiata 1 is 3rd. Best lap is a 1:50.685. 50 minutes remaining in the session. Eric B in San Donato is P4 driving a Huracan GT3. Best lap is a 1:51.237. Brian Patterson in Rettilineo is P6. Simon Champ from Italy in Borgo San Lorenzo is 5th. Martijn Mol is 3rd. Dominic Bobarg in Rettilineo is 2nd. Simon Champ in Rettilineo is P5. Eric B in Biondetti is P4. Simon Champ in Savelli is 5th driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Daniel Handke from Germany in Arabia Auto 1 is 7th driving a McLaren 650. Best lap is a 3:23.473. Martijn Mol in Correntallo is 3rd. Daniel Handke in Bucine is 7th. Simon Champ in Materassi is P6. 45 minutes remaining in the session. Martijn Mol in Casanova is 3rd. Daniel Handke is P5. Best lap is a 1:51.457. Martijn Mol in Rettilineo is P3. Rene Robertson is 1st on mediums. Best lap is a 1:49.316. Daniel Handke in Lecco is 3rd. Best lap is a 1:50.139. Brian Patterson in Arabia Auto 2 is 6th driving a 650. Best lap is a 1:54.027. Simon Champ from Italy in Correntallo is P7. Martijn Mol in San Donato is P4. Brian Patterson is P6. Mol is P4. John Astrup from New Zealand in Materassi is P9 on softs driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Daniel Handke is third. Simon Champ in Buccine is 7th. 40 minutes remaining in the session. Brian Patterson in Arrabbiata 2 is 6th. Mol is 4th. Robert Cormack from Italy in Corinthio is P8 driving a McLaren 650. Best lap is a 156.128. Mol from Netherlands in Rettilineo is 4th. Simon Champ in Rettilineo is P7. Dominic Bobarg is 2nd. John Astrup from New Zealand in San Donato is 9th. Simon Champ is 7th. Best lap is a 154.102. Eric B in Pelagio is 5th. Best lap is a 150.976. Dominic Fabarg in Materassi is second. Martijn Mol in Arabia 1 is P4. Robert Cormack is P8 driving a 650. Best lap is a 155.372. 35 minutes remaining in the session. Martijn Mol in Bucine is P4. Simon Champ from Italy in Rettilineo is 6th. David Forsyth from Ireland is 10th on mediums driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Simon Champ from Italy in Savelli is P7. Best lap is a 153.569. David Forsyth is 10th. Best lap is a 328.445. Daniel Handke from Germany is 5th. Martijn Mol in Materassi is 4th. Best lap is a 150.117. David Forsyth in Bucine is 10th on mediums. Rene Robertson is second. Daniel Handke is 5th. Dominic Bovarg is P3. Brian Patterson from Scotland in Corintio is PA. Best lap is a 1:53.277. 30 minutes remaining in the session. Martijn Mol in Pelagio is 4th. David Forsyth is 7th. Best lap is a 1:52.862. Eric B is 6th driving a Huracan GT3. Best lap is a 1:50.863. Robert Cormack in Rectilineo is P10. John Astrup is 1st. Best lap is a 1:48.392. Rene Robertson is 2nd. Martijn Mol in Materassi is 4th on hards. David Forsyth from Ireland in Scarperia is 7th. Best lap is a 1:52.340. John Astrup in Scarperia is P1. Rene Robertson in Casanova is P2. Robert Cormack in Rettilineo is P10. Best lap is a 1:54.323. Rene Robertson is second. "25 minutes remaining in the session. Dominic Faubourg in Arrabbiata 2 is P3 driving a BMW Z4. Robert Cormack is 10th driving a McLaren 650. Rene Robertson in Savelli is second. David Forsyth in Borgo San Lorenzo is P7 on softs. Rene Robertson in Buccine is second. Eric B. in Casanova is sixth. Dominic Faubourg in Buccine is P3. Eric B. is sixth. Daniel Hanke in Buccine is fourth. Brian Patterson in Biondetti is 8th with 60 kilos. Rene Robertson is P2. Martignmol is P5. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Simon Champ in ReneRmotorsport is P9 driving a 911 GT3R. Robert Cormac from Italy is P10. Rene Robertson in ReneRmotorsport is P2 driving a Huracan. Juan Ramos from United States in Correntallo is P11 driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Robert Cormac in Buccine is 10th. Daniel Handke in San Donato is 4th. Best lap is a 1:49.857. Eric B in Borgo San Lorenzo is P6 driving a Lombo. Best lap is a 1:50.753. Daniel Handke is 4th driving a 650. Brian Patterson in Correntallo is 8th. Juan Ramos in Correntallo is 11th. Daniel Handke in Poggio Seco is 4th driving a 650 GT3. Eric B is 6th driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. "15 minutes remaining in the session. Brian Patterson is P8 with 60 kilos. David Forsyth in Corinthio is P7. John Astroff in Ucine is P1 on mediums. Daniel Hanka is P3. Best lap is a 1:49.820. Robert Cormack in San Donato is P9. Best lap is a 1:53.566. Rene Robertson in Ucine is P2 on hards. Dominic Bobard is P4 driving a BMW Z4. Brian Patterson in Pelagio is P7. Best lap is a 1:52.124. Eric B is P6. Robert Cormack in Poggio Seco is P9. Brian Patterson in Materassi is P7 with 60 kilos. Rene Robertson in Materassi is P2. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Brian Patterson in Corintaio is P7. Dominic Favard in Biondetti is 4th. Eric B. in San Donato is 6th, driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Juan Ramos is 11th. Dominic Favard is P4 on mediums. Daniel Handke is 3rd. Martijn Mol is 5th on softs. Dominic Favard from United Kingdom in San Donato is P4. Eric B. from Germany is 6th. John Astrop in Corintaio is P1 on hards. Rene Robertson in Corintaio is 2nd. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom in Rettilineo is P11 driving a Ferrari 488 GT3. Best lap is a 2:44.971. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Simon Champ in Savelli is 10th driving a 911 GT3R. John Astrop in Arrabbiata 2 is P1. Dominic Favard in Scarperia is P4 driving a Z4. Rene Robertson is second. John Astrop in Poggio Seco is first. Ian Weeks in Materassi is P8. Best lap is a 1:52.326. David Forsyth is 9th driving a Huracan GT3. Dominic Favard in Corintaio is P4. Rene Robertson in Poggio Seco is P2. Juan Ramos in Buccine is 13th. Hein van Yettert from South Africa is P12 on softs driving a BMW Z4. Best lap is a 8:29.527. David Forsyth in Scarperia is P10. Best lap is a 1:51.948. John Astrup in ReneRmotorsport is P1 on hards. David Forsyth in ReneRmotorsport is P10 on mediums. John Astrup in ReneRmotorsport 1 is first driving a lone boat. David Forsyth in ReneRmotorsport 1 is 10th. John Astrup in ReneRmotorsport is P1. The qualification session is at Autodromo del Mugello in Scarperia, Italy. Martijn Mol from Netherlands in Rettilineo is first with 80 kilos driving a BMW Z4. Dominic Faubart from United Kingdom in Rettilineo is P3 driving a BMW Z4. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa is fourth driving a BMW Z4. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P5 with 60 kilos driving a McLaren 650. Martijn Mol in Bucine is P1. Martijn Mol is up 13.57 in Lecco. Martijn Mol is up 14.37 in Casanova. Martijn Mol is up 15.05 in Scarperia. Martijn Mol is up 15.15 in Biondetti. Martijn Mol improved his P1 with a 150.068. Brian Patterson in Pelagio is P5. Best lap is a 309.256. 119.188 off pole. Daniel Handke from Germany in San Donato is 12th driving a McLaren 650. "10 minutes remaining in the session. John Astrup from New Zealand in Arabia 2 is P10 driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Rene Robertson is provisional pole with a 149.870. Robert Balia from United States in Poggio Seco is 13th with 10 kilos driving a McLaren 650. Eric B. from Germany in San Donato is P3 up 0.11 with 100 kilos driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. John Astrup in Bucine is 10th. John Astrup is provisional pole with a 148.430. Daniel Handke in Bucine is 12th. Daniel Handke improved is P2 with a 148.972. POINT 542 off pole. Robert Balia in Corinthio is P13. Robert Balia is provisional pole with a 147.913. Five minutes remaining in the session. Juan Ramos from United States in Rettilineo is 14th driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Juan Ramos improved his P12 with a 2:00.565. 12.652 off pole. The qualifying session is now in overtime. The race session is at Autodromo del Mugello in Scarperia, Italy. Robert Vallia from United States is first with 10 kilos driving a McLaren 650. John Astrop from New Zealand is P2 on hards driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Daniel Handke from Germany is P3 driving a McLaren 650. Rene Robertson from England is fourth with 40 kilos on hards driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Martijn Mol from Netherlands is fifth with 80 kilos driving a BMW Z4. Eric B. from Germany is sixth with 100 kilos on mediums driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa is seventh driving a BMW Z4. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom is eighth driving a Ferrari 488 GT3. David Forsyth from Ireland is P9 on hards driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P10 with 60 kilos driving a McLaren 650. Simon Champ from Italy is 11th on mediums driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Juan Ramos from United States is P12 on softs driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Dominic Faubard from United Kingdom is P13 driving a BMW Z4. Robert Cormack from Italy is 14th driving a McLaren 650. 45 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Robert Vallia is P1. Eric B is P4. Martijn Mol in Pagio Seco is P5. Rene Robertson in Borgo San Lorenzo is P6. Hein van Niekerk in Arrabbiata 1 is P7. Brian Patterson in Scarperia is 8th. Dominic Faubard in Correntallo is P11. Robert Cormack in Biondetti is 13th. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is P6, 0.1 behind Martijn Mol. Rene Robertson passed Martijn Mol for P5. Martijn Mol in San Donato is 6th, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Dominic Faubard in Pagio Seco is P11, 0.2 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Faubard passed David Forsyth for 10th. Robert Cormack in Materassi is P14, 0.2 behind Simon Champ. Simon Champ in Savelli is 13th driving a 911 GT3R, 0.5 behind Juan Ramos. Simon Champ is now P12. Mardij Mole in Pelagio is 13th, battling Juan Ramos. Mardij Mole passed Juan Ramos for 12th. Dominic Fabarg in Bucine on lap 2 is 9, 0.4 behind Ian Weeks. Dominic Fabarg is now in. Ian Weeks in Rettilineo on lap 2 is P8, battling Dominic Fabarg. Eric B in Laco is P4, 0.4 behind Daniel Handke. Ian Weeks on lap 3 is 8, 0.4 behind Dominic Fabarg. Brian Patterson in Savelli is P10. Best lap is a 1:57.594. 8.435 off the fastest lap. 40 minutes remaining in the session. Hein van Niekerk in Corinthio is P6, 0.9 behind Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson in Bucine is P10, 0.9 behind David Forsyth. Rene Robertson in Laco is P5, 1.3 behind Eric B. Brian Patterson in Borgo San Lorenzo is P10. Best lap is a 1:53.103. 3.944 off the fastest lap. Hein van Niekerk in Pelagio is P6, driving a Z4, 0.7 behind Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson is 10th, 0.4 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Sinjendonk exiting pits on softs. David Forsyth in Bucine is 10th. Rene Robertson in Poggio Seco is 5th on hards, 0.5 behind Eric B. Dominic Faubarg in Borgo San Lorenzo is P7, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Rene Robertson is 5th driving a Huracan, 0.5 behind Eric B. Dominic Faubarg is P7, 0.3 behind Hein van Niekerk. Rene Robertson is P5, 0.3 behind Eric B. Dominic Faubarg in Bucine on lap 5 is P7, 0.2 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Faubarg was 0.6 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is P7, 0.1 behind Dominic Faubarg. Eric B in Poggio Seco is P5 on mediums, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 0.7 faster last lap. 35 minutes remaining in the session. Hein van Niekerk in Borgo San Lorenzo is P7, 0.5 behind Dominic Faubarg. Eric B in Arrabbiata 1 on lap 6 is 5th, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Hein van Niekerk in Correntallo is 7th, 0.9 behind Dominic Faubarg. Dominic Faubarg was 1.7 faster last lap. Eric B in Bucine is 5th with 100 kilos, 0.8 behind Rene Robertson. Hein van Niekerk in San Donato is 7th, 1.8 behind Dominic Faubarg. Robert Cormac in Biondetti is P14, 0.5 behind Juan Ramos. Robert Cormac passed Juan Ramos for P13. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P15. Eric B from Germany in Arrabbiata 2 is P5, 0.9 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 1.0 faster last lap. Eric B lost 5th to Dominic Faubarg. Juan Ramos in Lecco is 14th, 1.4 behind Robert Cormac. Eric B in Rettilineo on lap 7 is 6th, 1.0 behind Dominic Faubarg. Dominic Favart was 1.5 faster last lap. Juan Ramos in Pelagio on lap 7 is 14th, 1.2 behind Robert Cormack. Eric B is P6 with 100 kilos, 1.5 behind Dominic Favart. Dominic Favart was 3.2 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk is 7th driving a BMW Z4, 1.9 behind Eric B. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 3rd, 1.6 behind John Astrup. "30 minutes remaining in the session. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa in Rettilineo is 7th, 1.7 behind Eric B. Juan Ramos exiting pits on softs. Daniel Handke in Savelli is 3rd, 1.6 behind John Astrup. Dominic Favart in Arrabbiata 2 is 5th driving a Z4, 1.4 behind Rene Robertson. Daniel Handke in Buccine is 3rd driving a 650 GT3, 1.6 behind John Astrup. Juan Ramos entering the pits is P14. Dominic Favart in Rettilineo is P5. Dominic Sinjendonk exiting pits on hards. Brian Patterson in Buccine is 9th, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Brian Patterson lost 9th to Ian Weeks. Dominic Favart from United Kingdom is P5, 1.0 behind Rene Robertson. Daniel Handke in Correntallo is P3, 1.7 behind John Astrup. Eric B is P6 on mediums, 0.9 behind Rene Robertson. Simon Champ in Pelagio is P12 driving a 911 GT3R, 1.9 behind David Forsyth. Eric B in Poggio Seco is 6th. Best lap is a 151.157. 2.409 off the fastest lap. Hein van Niekerk exiting pits. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is P10, 0.1 behind Brian Patterson. Hein van Niekerk lost P10 to David Forsyth. David Forsyth is P11, 0.4 behind Hein van Niekerk. "25 minutes remaining in the session. Simon Champ is P12, 1.1 behind David Forsyth. Hein van Niekerk is 10th, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Simon Champ in Biondetti is 12th, 1.0 behind David Forsyth. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is 10th, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Simon Champ in Poggio Seco is P12. Best lap is a 154.041. 5.293 off the fastest lap. Simon Champ is now 10th. Eric B in Buccine is P6 with 100 kilos, 2.3 behind Rene Robertson. Eric B is now P5. Simon Champ is P10, 0.7 behind David Forsyth. Daniel Hanke exiting pits. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P15. Rene Robertson in Borgo San Lorenzo is 4th with 40 kilos, 3.3 ahead of Eric B. Simon Champ in San Donato is 10th, 0.9 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Sinjendonk exiting pits on hards. Rene Robertson in Biondetti is 4th, 3.9 ahead of Eric B. Simon Champ from Italy in Arrabbiata 1 is 10th, 0.3 behind David Forsyth. Robert Valia exiting pits. Ian Weeks is P8, 3.5 behind Martijn Mol. Rene Robertson exiting pits on mediums. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Ian Weeks is now 6th, Martijn Mol is 8th. Eric B exiting pits on mediums. Eric B is P7. Brian Patterson is 11th, driving a 650, 3.7 ahead of Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Favard in Pelagio is P2. Martijn Mol exiting pits. Simon Champ is P9, 0.4 behind David Forsyth. Brian Patterson exiting pits. Rene Robertson in Pelagio is 6th with 40 kilos on mediums, 1.7 behind Ian Weeks. John Astrup exiting pits on hards. Simon Champ in Corintaio is 9th, 1.0 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Favard exiting pits. Daniel Handke is 3rd, driving a 650 GT3, 1.3 behind John Astrup. Rene Robertson in Borgo San Lorenzo is P5 with 40 kilos, 1.0 behind Dominic Favard. Ian Weeks exiting pits. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is 10th, battling Ian Weeks. Hein van Niekerk passed Ian Weeks for P9. Simon Champ exiting pits. Brian Patterson in Rettilineo is 12th with 60 kilos, battling Simon Champ. Brian Patterson passed Simon Champ for 11th. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 3rd, 1.0 behind John Astrup. Ian Weeks is P10 driving a 488, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Ian Weeks passed Hein van Niekerk for P9. Daniel Handke in Arabia 1 is third, 1.0 behind John Astrup. Hein van Niekerk in San Donato is 9th, 1.2 behind Ian Weeks. Hein van Niekerk was 31.9 faster last lap. David Forsyth exiting pits on mediums. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P14. 15 minutes remaining in the session. John Astrup in Bucine is third driving a Huracan GT3, 1.9 behind Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke was 7.8 faster last lap. Rene Robertson in Rectilineo is 5th on mediums, 2.0 behind Dominic Bovard. Rene Robertson was 30.5 faster last lap. Dominic Singendonk exiting pits on mediums. Robert Cormack exiting pits. John Astrup from New Zealand is third, 2.2 behind Daniel Handke. Rene Robertson in Savelli is 5th driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3, 2.3 behind Dominic Bovard. John Astrup in Biondetti is third, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. Hein van Niekerk in Savelli is P9, 2.1 behind Ian Weeks. Ian Weeks was 1.4 faster last lap. Daniel Handke in Lecco is P3, 0.2 behind John Astrup. Hein van Niekerk in Biondetti is P9, 2.4 behind Ian Weeks. Daniel Handke in Arabia 2 is P3, 0.3 behind John Astrup. Daniel Handke passed John Astrup for second. John Astrup in Corinthio is P3, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. John Astrup was 1.6 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk is 9th, 2.0 behind Ian Weeks. Hein van Niekerk was 0.6 faster last lap. John Astrup in San Donato is P3 driving a Huracan, 0.5 behind Daniel Handke. Brian Patterson in Arrabbiata 2 is 11th with 60 kilos, 0.5 behind David Forsyth. Brian Patterson passed David Forsyth for 10th. John Astrup in Arrabbiata 2 is P3 on hards, 0.9 behind Daniel Handke. 10 minutes remaining in the session. David Forsyth in Buccine is 11th on mediums, 1.1 behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson in Rettilineo on lap 19 is 11th battling David Forsyth. Brian Patterson passed David Forsyth for P10. John Astrup in Rettilineo is 3rd driving a Huracan GT3, 0.3 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Buccine on lap 19 is P6, 0.3 behind Eric B. Eric B in Rettilineo is P6 battling Dominic Faubourg. Eric B was 13.3 faster last lap. Eric B passed Dominic Faubourg for P5. Dominic Faubourg in Lecco is P6, 0.2 behind Eric B. John Astrup is P3 driving a Huracan, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Arrabbiata 2 is P6, 0.5 behind Eric B. John Astrup in Rettilineo on lap 20 is P3, 0.5 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Buccine on lap 20 is P6, 0.2 behind Eric B. Eric B was 13.3 faster last lap. John Astrup is 3rd. Best lap is a 1:49.563. POINT 815 off the fastest lap. Dominic Faubourg in San Donato is P6, 0.1 behind Eric B. John Astrup in Pelagio is 3rd driving a Huracan GT3, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Arabia 1 is 6th, 0.2 behind Eric B. John Astrop in Buccine is 3rd on hards, 0.4 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Corinthio is 6th, 0.4 behind Eric B. Daniel Handke in Lecco is P3. Best lap is a 1:49.477. POINT 729 off the fastest lap. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Eric B in Rettilineo is 6th driving a Huracan, 0.1 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke is 3rd, 0.2 behind John Astrop. Eric B in Materassi is 6th. Brian Patterson is P12, 0.4 behind Simon Cham. Daniel Handke in Buccine is P3 driving a McLaren 650, 0.5 behind John Astrop. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P14. Eric B is P6. Rene Robertson exiting pits on mediums. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is 5th with 40 kilos, 0.2 behind Dominic Faubourg. Rene Robertson lost 5th to Eric B. Dominic Singendonk exiting pits on mediums. Eric B in Lecco is 5th, 0.5 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke in Corinthio is P3, 0.7 behind John Astrop. Brian Patterson in Buccine is P12 driving a 650 GT3, 0.5 behind Simon Cham. Brian Patterson passed Simon Cham for 11th. Eric B is P5 with 100 kilos, 0.7 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke in Casanova is 3rd, 1.2 behind John Astrop. Eric B in Maserati is P5. Rene Robertson is P6, 0.8 behind Eric B. Eric B was 6.9 faster last lap. Eric B in Corinthio on lap 24 is 5th, 0.5 behind Dominic Favard. Rene Robertson is P6, 0.4 behind Eric B. Eric B in Rettilineo is P5, 0.9 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Pelagio is 3rd, 1.2 behind John Astrup. Eric B from Germany in Arrabbiata 1 is P5, 1.7 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 3rd, 1.7 behind John Astrup. Eric B is 5th, 1.7 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Arrabbiata 1 is P3, 0.5 behind John Astrup. The leader has just finished the race. Robert Valia finished 1st. Ian Weeks finished P8. Robert Cormack finished 13th. John Astrup finished 2nd. Daniel Handke finished P3. David Forsyth finished P9. Brian Patterson finished P10. Simon Champ finished 11th. Dominic Fabart finished P4. Eric B finished 5th. Rene Robertson finished 6th. Hein van Niekerk finished P12. Martijn Mol finished P7. The race session is at Autodromo del Mugello in Scarperia, Italy. Robert Cormack from Italy is first, driving a McLaren 650. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa is P2 on mediums, driving a BMW Z4. Simon Champ from Italy is P3, driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Brian Patterson from Scotland is fourth with 60 kilos, driving a McLaren 650. David Forsyth from Ireland is fifth on hards, driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom is sixth, driving a Ferrari 488 GT3. Martijn Mol from Netherlands is P7 with 80 kilos on mediums, driving a BMW Z4. Rene Robertson from England is 8th with 40 kilos on mediums, driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Eric B from Germany is P9 with 100 kilos on mediums, driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Dominic Faubourg from United Kingdom is P10 on mediums, driving a BMW Z4. Daniel Handke from Germany is 11th, driving a McLaren 650. John Astrop from New Zealand is 12th on mediums, driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Robert Valia from United States is 13th with 10 kilos, driving a McLaren 650. Glenfield entering the pits is 20th. 45 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Hein van Niekerk is first. Hein van Niekerk is now first. Simon Champ in San Donato is P3. Simon Champ lost third to Brian Patterson. David Forsyth in Poggio Seco is P5. Martijn Mol in Borgo San Lorenzo is P6. Eric B is 7th. Dominic Singendonk from Netherlands in Scarperia is P8 on hards, driving a BMW Z4. Robert Valia in Corinthio is 9. Robert Valia is now 8th. Rene Robertson is P9. Rene Robertson is now P8. John Astrop in Rettilineo is 9, 0.1 behind Rene Robertson. Dominic Faubourg in San Donato is P10, 0.1 ahead of Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg is now 9. Robert Cormack exiting pits. Dominic Faubourg passed David Forsyth for 8th. Daniel Handke is P10, 0.1 behind David Forsyth. Daniel Handke passed David Forsyth for 9. Ian Weeks is 11th, 0.3 behind David Forsyth. Rene Robertson in Arrabbiata 1 is P13 driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3, 0.3 behind Simon Champ. Hein van Niekerk is second, 0.1 behind Brian Patterson. Martijn Mol in Hyundai is third driving a Z4, 0.2 ahead of Robert Vallia. Robert Vallia in Bucine is fourth, 0.2 behind Martijn Mol. Martijn Mol in Rettilineo is fourth driving a Z4, 0.1 behind Robert Vallia. John Astrup in Poggio Seco is P5, 0.4 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Singendonk in Borgo San Lorenzo on lap 3 is P6, 0.3 behind John Astrup. Rene Robertson in Savelli is 9. Best lap is a 1:56.761. 4.769 off the fastest lap. 40 minutes remaining in the session. Rene Robertson passed David Forsyth break. David Forsyth is P10 battling Eric B. Eric B was 2.7 faster last lap. David Forsyth lost 10th to Eric B. Hein van Niekerk in Correntillo on lap 3 is P2, 0.3 behind Robert Vallia. John Astrup in Bucine on lap 3 is 5th, 0.1 behind Martijn Mol. Martijn Mol from Netherlands in Rettilineo is P5, 0.1 behind John Astrup. Dominic Singendonk in San Donato is 6th driving a Z4, 0.5 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke is 7th, 0.4 behind Dominic Singendonk. Eric B is 10th, 0.3 behind Ian Weeks. Ian Weeks was 3.6 faster last lap. Dominic Bobart is P11, 0.1 behind Eric B. Simon Champ in Scarperia is P13, 0.4 behind David Forsyth. John Astrup is P4. Best lap is a 1:51.939. POINT 940 off the fastest lap. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is P6, 0.3 ahead of Dominic Singendonk. Martijn Mol in San Donato is P6 battling Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke was 0.7 faster last lap. Martijn Mol passed Daniel Handke for P5. Dominic Sinjendonk in Poggio Seco is P6, 0.4 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke is P7, 0.3 behind Dominic Sinjendonk. Daniel Handke was 0.9 faster last lap. Dominic Faubourg in Savelli is P11, 0.4 behind Eric B. Dominic Sinjendonk in Pelagio is P6, 0.4 ahead of Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke was 0.9 faster last lap. Daniel Handke in Correntallo is P7, 0.4 behind Dominic Sinjendonk. Dominic Faubourg is P11, 0.1 behind Eric B. Dominic Faubourg passed Eric B for 10th. Eric B in Rettilineo is 11, 0.1 behind Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Faubourg in San Donato is P11 battling Eric B. 35 minutes remaining in the session. Dominic Faubourg passed Eric B for 10th. Eric B from Germany in Poggio Seco is P11, 0.3 behind Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Sinjendonk in Savelli is P5 driving a Z4, 0.2 behind Brian Patterson. Martijn Mol is P6, 0.2 ahead of Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke in Correntallo is 7th, 0.4 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Sinjendonk is P5, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is P7. Martijn Mol in San Donato is P7 on mediums, 0.1 behind Daniel Handke. Martijn Mol passed Daniel Handke for 6th. Daniel Handke in Poggio Seco is P7, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Ian Weeks in Borgo San Lorenzo is 10, 0.4 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke is P7, 0.1 behind Martijn Mol. Ian Weeks in Scarperia is 10, 0.5 behind Dominic Faubourg. Martijn Mol in Biondetti is 6th. Best lap is a 151.350. 2.704 off the fastest lap. Daniel Handke in Bucine is P7, 0.2 behind Martijn Mol. Martijn Mol in Rettilineo is P6 on mediums battling Daniel Handke. Martijn Mol lost P6 to Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke from Germany in Assetto is P6, 0.3 ahead of Martijn Mol. Martijn Mol is P7, 0.2 behind Daniel Handke. Martijn Mol passed Daniel Handke for P6. Daniel Handke in Arrabbiata 1 is 7th. Best lap is a 1:50.639. 1.993 off the fastest lap. Rene Robertson in Pelagio on lap 8 is 8th, 0.3 behind Daniel Handke. Martijn Mol in Correntallo is 7th driving a Z4, 0.1 behind Daniel Handke. Rene Robertson in Bucine is P8. 30 minutes remaining in the session. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 6th, 0.2 behind Brian Patterson. Daniel Handke passed Brian Patterson for 5th. Brian Patterson in Lecco is P6 with 60 kilos, 0.2 behind Daniel Handke. Rene Robertson in Materassi is 7th on mediums, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. Martijn Mol in Savelli is 8th, 0.4 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 1.5 faster last lap. Rene Robertson is P7, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson was 1.0 faster last lap. Martijn Mol in Correntallo is P8, 0.5 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson is P7, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson in Rettilineo is P7 battling Rene Robertson. Dominic Singendonk is P4. Best lap is a 1:50.117. 1.471 off the fastest lap. Dominic Favarg in Borgo San Lorenzo is P9. Best lap is a 1:50.485. 1.839 off the fastest lap. Brian Patterson in Arrabbiata 2 is P7, 0.5 behind Rene Robertson. Dominic Singendonk in Corinthio is P4, 0.4 behind Hein van Niekerk. Simon Champ from Italy in Casanova is P13, 0.5 behind Robert Cormack. Dominic Singendonk from Netherlands in Rettilineo is 4th, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Faubourg in San Donato is 9th, driving as E4, 0.5 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Singendonk in Borgo San Lorenzo is 4th. Dominic Faubourg in Casanova is 9th, driving a BMW Z4, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Singendonk in Scarperia is P4 on hards, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Simon Champ in Borgo San Lorenzo is P13. Best lap is a 1:53.842. 5.196 off the fastest lap. Dominic Singendonk in Rettilineo is 4th. Simon Champ in Pelagio is 13th, 0.5 behind Robert Cormack. Dominic Singendonk in Materassi is P4, driving a Z4, 0.4 behind Hein van Niekerk. Daniel Handke in Savelli is P5, driving a 650 GT3, 0.3 behind Dominic Singendonk. Simon Champ in Rettilineo is P13, 0.3 behind Robert Cormack. Dominic Singendonk in Corinthio is 4th, 0.4 ahead of Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke was 0.9 faster last lap. Daniel Handke is P5, 0.3 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Singendonk in Rettilineo on lap 12 is 4th, 0.2 ahead of Daniel Handke. Simon Champ in Arrabbiata 2 is 13th, driving a 911 GT3R, 1.2 behind Robert Cormack. Simon Champ passed Robert Cormack for P12. Robert Cormack is P13. Hein van Niekerk exiting pits on mediums. Dominic Singendonk exiting pits on mediums. Rene Robertson exiting pits on mediums. Ian Weeks in Borgo San Lorenzo is P6, 1.8 behind Dominic Favard. Martijn Mol exiting pits on mediums. Dominic Favard from United Kingdom in Scarperia is P5, 1.3 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Biondetti is 6th. Best lap is a 151.094. 2.448 off the fastest lap. Dominic Singendonk is P9 on mediums driving a BMW Z4, 2.7 behind Hein van Niekerk. Robert Valia exiting pits. Daniel Handke exiting pits. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Daniel Handke is 5th. Brian Patterson exiting pits. Daniel Handke is now 5th. Dominic Favard exiting pits on mediums. Dominic Singendonk on lap 14 is 7th, 0.5 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Favard in Borgo San Lorenzo is P10 driving a BMW Z4, 0.7 behind Brian Patterson. Daniel Handke is P6, 0.9 behind Hein van Niekerk. Ian Weeks entering the pits is P2. Dominic Favard in Corinthio is 10th, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. John Astrup exiting pits on mediums. Brian Patterson in Buccine is 10th. Brian Patterson is now P11. Dominic Favard in Rettilineo is P8. Ian Weeks exiting pits. Dominic Favard passed Martijn Mol for 7th. Daniel Handke in Materassi is 4th driving a 650, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. David Forsyth exiting pits on mediums. Martijn Mol in Borgo San Lorenzo is 8th driving a Z4, 0.5 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Pelagio is 4th. Best lap is a 149.885. 1.239 off the fastest lap. Robert Cormack exiting pits. Martijn Mol in Pelagio is 8th, 0.5 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Bucine is 4th driving a 650, 0.4 behind Hein van Niekerk. Martijn Mol in Bucine is 8th, 0.2 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Lecco is P4 driving a 650, 0.3 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Favard in Lecco is 8th driving a Z4, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Arabia 1 is P4, 0.3 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Favard is P8, 0.2 behind Martijn Mol. Simon Champ exiting pits. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Daniel Handke from Germany in Correntillo is P4, 0.1 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Favard in Biondetti is P8 driving a Z4, 0.5 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is P4. Daniel Handke passed Hein van Niekerk for 3rd. Hein van Niekerk in Poggio Seco on lap 17 is P4, 0.4 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Favard is 8th driving a Z4, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Hein van Niekerk on lap 17 is 4th, 1.0 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Favard is 8th, 0.4 behind Martijn Mol. Rene Robertson in Bucine is 5th. Dominic Favard from United Kingdom in Rettilineo is P8, 0.6 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke is P4 driving a 650 GT3. 2.4 ahead of Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 3.8 faster last lap. Dominic Faubourg is P8 driving a Z4, 0.8 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Quarantillo is 6, 0.6 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Faubourg in Biondetti is 8th. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 6th. Dominic Faubourg in Lecco is P8, 0.1 behind Martijn Mol. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Daniel Handke in Savelli is P6, 0.7 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Singendonk was 9.9 faster last lap. Dominic Faubourg in Arrabbiata 2 is 8th, 0.2 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Quarantillo on lap 19 is P6, 0.2 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Faubourg from United Kingdom in Biondetti is P8, 0.4 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is P6, 0.5 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Faubourg in Rettilineo is P8 on mediums, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Materassi is P6, 0.5 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Faubourg in Casanova is 8th driving a Z4, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Daniel Handke in Scarperia is 6th, 0.1 behind Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Faubourg is P8. Daniel Handke is 6th driving a 650 GT3, 0.1 behind Dominic Singendonk. Daniel Handke passed Dominic Singendonk for P5. Dominic Singendonk in Buccine on lap 20 is 8th, 0.2 behind Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Faubourg in Rettilineo is 7th, 0.4 ahead of Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Singendonk in Materassi is P8, 0.5 behind Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Faubourg was 5.2 faster last lap. Dominic Faubourg in Savelli is P6, 0.2 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Singendonk is 7th, 0.4 behind Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Faubourg in Correntallo is P6, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Singendonk is P7, 0.3 behind Dominic Faubourg. Five minutes remaining in the session. Dominic Faubourg in Rettilineo is 6th, 0.2 ahead of Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Faubourg is now 6th. Dominic Singendonk in San Donato is 6th on mediums, 0.1 ahead of Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Singendonk lost 6th to Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Faubourg is P6, 0.1 behind Martijn Mol. Dominic Singendonk from Netherlands in Casanova is P7, 0.2 behind Dominic Faubourg. Dominic Faubourg in Arrabbiata 2 is P6, 0.3 ahead of Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Singendonk is P7, 0.4 behind Dominic Faubourg. Rene Robertson in Buccine is 4th driving a Lombo, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Faubourg from United Kingdom is 6th, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Martijn Mol is 6th driving a BMW Z4, 0.1 ahead of Dominic Singendonk. Dominic Singendonk in Poggio Seco is P7, 0.2 behind Martijn Mol. Rene Robertson in Arrabbiata 1 is P4 with 40 kilos, 0.3 behind Hein van Niekerk. Martijn Mol in Arrabbiata 1 is P7, 0.3 behind Dominic Singendonk. Rene Robertson in Quarantaio is P4. Best lap is a 150.306. 1.660 off the fastest lap. Martijn Mol in Quarantaio is 7th with 80 kilos, 0.2 behind Dominic Singendonk. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is 4th, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Hein van Niekerk in Lecco is P4. Best lap is a 150.219. 1.573 off the fastest lap. Dominic Faubourg exiting pits on mediums. Martijn Mol is 6th driving a BMW Z4, 1.0 behind Dominic Singendonk. Hein van Niekerk in Arrabbiata 2 is 4th, 0.4 behind Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson in Arrabbiata 1 is P10 with 60 kilos, 0.6 behind Daniel Handke. Hein van Niekerk in Bucine on lap 24 is P4, 0.5 behind Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson in Bucine is 10th driving a 650, 1.1 behind Daniel Handke. Brian Patterson was 3.3 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk is 4th, 0.7 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 0.9 faster last lap. Brian Patterson in Materassi is 10th, 0.7 behind Daniel Handke. Hein van Niekerk in Quarantaio is P4 on mediums, 0.5 behind Rene Robertson. Daniel Handke on lap 25 is P10 battling Brian Patterson. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is P4, 0.5 behind Rene Robertson. Daniel Handke from Germany in Bucine is P10, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa is 4th, 0.4 behind Rene Robertson. The leader has just finished the race. Robert Vallia finished first. David Forsyth finished 11th. John Astrup is P2. John Astrup finished second. Simon Champ finished P12. Rene Robertson finished third. Hein van Niekerk finished fourth. Dominic Singendonk finished fifth. Ian Weeks finished P6. Robert Cormack finished 13th. Martijn Mol finished P7. Dominic Favarg finished 8th. Brian Patterson finished 9th. Daniel Handke finished 10th.